I get a lot of questions about protecting your lens. UV filter, lens hood. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you've seen my blog post about these things. I am not a fan of UV filters. A lot of times we buy these really cheap glass and then we're putting them on top of really nice glass, and they're going to degrade your image quality a little bit, not a huge amount, but they also don't really offer much protection. And sometimes they try to pretend like they do something more than just offer a little bit of protection. This one here looks like it makes people smile and wear hats when you're having that lens or that filter on. I really can't see an actual difference in these two before and after pictures with or without a UV filter. So I'm not a fan of those. They don't offer much protection. The end of your glass, the glass on the end of your lens, is actually pretty tough. Now don't go trying to scratch it, but it's not going to just magically suddenly scratch, especially if you keep your lens cap on it when you put it in a bag, and are relatively careful. What I do like much more than UV filters are the lens hoods. They offer a lot of protection in a couple of different ways. One, they keep stray light from entering from the sides and kind of giving you those sunspots or flare. Sometimes you want that, but most of the time you don't. They also offer a lot of protection because it's very hard to get to your lens now, and you can easily just set it down like that. You can put it in your bag like that without having to worry about a lens cap on it. So you got a lot more options when you use a lens hood. But I am not a fan of third-party lens hoods. I haven't tried a ton of them, but I've tried enough to be really unhappy with the ones I've had. This one here is a 67mm Pro Digital lens hood. And what really stinks about it is that it uses your filters to screw on. So once, number one, you screw it on, that's really difficult. And it can actually get a little jammed on there. Now you can't put any filters on here that are useful, like a circular polarizer. You also can't put the standard lens cap on here anymore. And it's a pain to reverse. There are times where it's really nice to be able to reverse a lens hood like this one for storage and transport. And see how quickly that came off and how quickly that came on with just a single twist. There's a reason why high-end lenses come with lens hoods, because they do offer protection. High-end lenses do not come with UV filters because they just don't offer much protection. So, get yourself a lens hood. Go ahead and spend a little bit of extra money for the one that is your brand camera, Canon or Nikon. And you don't have to have a lens hood for every single lens you own. You know, if you have the 55 to 250, that's a budget lens. Just, be careful with it. Keep the cap on it when you are putting it in your bag. But, that's not one of those lenses that you walk around with and have on your camera 90% of your time. So I don't think you need a lens hood for that. But the lenses that you do have on your camera most of the time, you should get a lens hood. They are quite useful. Now, I think this is funny right here. This, on Amazon, this 58mm reversible flower lens hood for the Canon Rebel, which that's kind of silly because it is for any 58mm things. One of the things it says is this reversible lens hood is compatible with all 58mm lenses. Well, it should be. And it's a new and improved design. It's the only universal lens hood on the market that lets you use a lens cap while having your hood mounted. Well, again, if you buy the actual ones, here is this lens cap. Now, it can be a little bit more difficult when the lens hood is on here. That's why these new pinch caps are nice. They're actually not new in all brands, but it's finally Canon that has started to make them. I actually have a Tamron sitting on here right now because I lost that Canon. So that's it. Get yourself some lens hoods. Two more things that I want to say very, very quickly. One is I have a poll that is ending tomorrow night. Answering that poll and guessing at an answer in that poll enters you to win either a Black Rapid strap or a Dolica Proline tripod. So it'd be worth your 2 seconds to go over and enter that. And the other thing, I can't remember at the moment. So I'll be back to talk about that later. Thanks for watching.